There's about to be a knock on the door. El Romo probably come to get him a cup of coffee before he goes to cut. There he is. Got you on video first thing, man. Here's the broken key.
And he fixed the problem.
So with it pulling out?
Yep.
Okay, good deal.
He fixed all that.
Ready to cut some grass?
I reckon.
I reckon, man. That doesn't sound too convincing. I said El Romo probably come to get him some coffee. You not had enough coffee?
I've had one. That's enough.
I'll check back with y'all.
I have to go.
All right, so we got the posse sent off, El Romo and 002. They are out cutting. They got about 6 properties to do today. One of those is the 6.5 acre, and another one is the church here, which what they'll cut will be about 6 acres here. And then we got we got 4 more that are around an acre. We got one that's a one that's a half acre, I think, but rest of them are around about an acre and a half. So that's what they're working on today. I'm gonna try to get y'all some footage when they get back here to the church, but anyway. Of course, the grass is just not growing here, and it is dry. But I want to tell you about a funny, kind of a funny customer story. Well, not a customer, a neighbor of a customer. So, I'm sure y'all probably had some of this stuff happen. I've always wondered about this. So I got one customer that's got like this big magnolia tree, and it's right on the corner of the property. And when that thing drops leaves go all out in the road. The wind blows them and they go down the road. I mean, there'll be 2 houses down the road out on the curb. And so, I don't clean all that up because that's not part of, that's just, it's not part of the agreement. I mean, if a customer wanted me to walk down the road and blow all the stuff back and get it up, I guess I'd do that. But, everybody just kind of polices their own stuff in town, I guess. So this is a subdivision. And so I'm out. I usually try to go a little bit beyond the property line. All on the curve, I blow the leaves back up in the yard so we can run over and mulch them up. And then on the property line, I get over usually a little bit in the neighbor's yard if the leaves have blown over there, and I blow them back into the property that I'm servicing. And so I was out there, and this lady comes out, and she's throwing her hands up in the air and looking at me crazy. And so I shut the backpack blower off. 002, he's weed eating. El Romo, he's on the mower. And I shut the backpack blower off, and, I walk over there, take my headphones off. I said, ma'am, can I help you? And, well, I couldn't repeat, what she said, but, there was some words that needed to be bleeped out in regards to these leaves on the magnolia tree. And I said, and she wasn't mad with me. I thought she was the way she was throwing her hands up. And so she said, well, these leaves are all over the place, and I've done told them that I'm going to blow the leaves back in their yard. And, and I noticed there was a big pile of leaves on the edge of the property line. So I said, okay. She said, well, what would you charge me to blow these leaves out of my yard back into her yard? So she's wanting to pay me to blow leaves out of her yard back into my customer's yard, right? Which would be fine because we were going to mulch them up. The problem is the wind was blowing in the direction from the customer's house to this lady's house. And it was pretty windy yesterday. And I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, there's no way I can blow those leaves over there because the wind's blowing. When I blow them, they're just going to fly up in the air and keep coming back, trying to blow all the way down to, 120 feet of her property. So she was like, yeah, we had the same trouble when we tried to blow them over. And I asked her, I said, well, you have a lawn care, you have a lawn care provider. And she said, yeah, but he's not coming until next week. And I said, well, the only thing I could do is run over your front yard and mulch everything up. I said, but I really don't want to do that because if you already have a lawn care provider, I don't want to be over here cutting on the grass. And, I don't want to stir up trouble between me and somebody else that does that. which it shouldn't be a problem, but you know how that is. I said I would try to call your provider and see if maybe he can work you in this week or something like that, because most of the leaves have failed now. I don't think there's going to be a lot more of them, but there were a ton of leaves down, and you know those magnolia leaves are big old leaves, and so she seemed to be satisfied with that. You know, I don't know, but it was just kind of a, you know, it was a funny encounter. So you know, I don't know. All I could do was just laugh about it. And these people are new to the community. They just bought this house. And they probably bought it maybe a year ago. They've had an irrigation system put down. They do have nice looking grass. You know, so I can understand the frustration. But it was just kind of funny how it all come down. But thankfully, I think everything is probably worked out. And you know, if she didn't have a lawn care provider, I could have helped her out, you know, rather easily. I just add her to the schedule, but anyway, it didn't work out that way. So anyway, I just want to share that story with you. I thought it was kind of funny. I'm gonna get off here for now. When El Romo and 002 get back here, I'm in the office working today because I've had a crazy week. So when they get back here, I'm gonna try to set it up outside, or at least walk around, get a little bit of footage of them cutting, even though the grass is, you know, there's a few strings of bahia, but there ain't much to cut. But anyway, we'll check back with y'all in a little bit. The posse's back. I done changed clothes. I'm out here trimming. 002 on the Super Z. Flying. He got but one speed on it, wide open. There he comes. Jumping, look at it. El Romo's out there in the cemetery. I hope he's cutting something. Going it over it quick anyway. But Elro's out there cutting, and 002's here. So I just got done trimming all around the church and out here in the field, and I'm about to go edge everything, and then I'll touch up whatever trimming I need to do. We put a lot of Roundup in the cemetery, but I do what I need to do out there. I'm just gonna kind of set y'all up here and get a little bit of time lapse, I think. Telephone pole over there. I'll cut my yard later. All the way to those big trees out there. Cemetery. 002 trying to get everything blowed off. The O'Quinn Baptist Church. El Romo. He must be stuck. Man, them caster wheels on that X1, they will get you, man. They will get you. Pull up a little bit. running start. We can see him in the rearview mirror. There he goes. He's on it. Let the AC run up in here. Alright, we got this one wrapped up. Alright, they're going to the house. If I can, I'm gonna go across here and give you a little bit better tour. I'm headed over to the house too. But give you a little bit better tour. You can see more of a close-up here on it. There's the tent and there's the tent. Like I told y'all, we had the 2 funerals yesterday. We got a playground and all back there. All that cemetery. Out there we just cut. You know what they didn't cut though? I didn't tell them to cut it. I should have. I like to keep this across the road cut too. I ain't really our property, but it just looks good. I did go out there and trim. So anyway, we got all this here. I'm fixing to pull up over here where they're at and get out, because I'm fixing to cut my grass. And I cut my grass taller. We cut this church at like 2 inches, but you know, cutting big property, it cuts better shorter. That bahia, it looks better a day or 2 more. So anyway, that's what we've been cutting it at. But let me get off here and get these fellas took care of.